Welcome to the CompTIA Security Plus SY0-701 Question Bank Series. In this video, I've got 15 exam-style practice questions lined up for you, covering the kind of general security concepts, threat and vulnerability, security architecture, security operations, and program management scenarios you'll see on the real SY0-701 exam. Each question comes with the correct answer and a full explanation, including why the wrong options are wrong. Here's how to get the most out of this. When a question appears, pause the video, pick your answer, then hit play to check yourself. Ready? Let's dive in. Question 31. A browser needs to confirm in real time that a website's digital certificate has not been revoked before trusting it. Which mechanism provides this real-time check? The correct answer is C, OCSP. The Online Certificate Status Protocol allows a real-time query of an individual certificate's revocation status. Now, why the other options are wrong. CRL is incorrect. A certificate revocation list is a periodically published list of revoked certificates, not a real-time per-request check. CSR is incorrect. A certificate signing request is used to request a certificate from a CA and is unrelated to revocation checking. CA is incorrect. The Certificate Authority issues certificates. OCSP is the protocol used to check their status. Question 32. Which of the following is a symmetric encryption algorithm? The correct answer is D, AES. The Advanced Encryption Standard is a symmetric block cipher that uses a single shared key. Now, why the other options are wrong. RSA is incorrect. RSA is an asymmetric algorithm that uses a public-private key pair. ECC is incorrect. Elliptic curve cryptography is an asymmetric approach using key pairs. Diffie-Hellman is incorrect. Diffie-Hellman is an asymmetric key exchange method, not a symmetric cipher. Question 33. Users report that their files have been encrypted, and a message demands payment in cryptocurrency to restore access. Which type of malware is this? The correct answer is A, ransomware. Ransomware encrypts a victim's data and demands payment for the decryption key. Now, why the other options are wrong. Spyware is incorrect. Spyware secretly gathers information. It does not encrypt files and demand ransom. Worm is incorrect. A worm self-propagates across networks. It is not defined by ransom demands. Rootkit is incorrect. A rootkit hides malicious activity with privileged access. It is not a ransom tool. Question 34. A piece of malware spreads automatically from host to host across the network without any user interaction and without attaching to a host file. Which type is it? The correct answer is B, worm. A worm self-replicates and spreads across networks without user interaction or a host file. Now, why the other options are wrong. Virus is incorrect. A virus requires a host file and usually user action to execute and spread. Trojan is incorrect. A Trojan disguises itself as legitimate software and does not self-propagate. Logic bomb is incorrect. A logic bomb triggers on a specific condition and does not self-spread. Question 35. An unauthorized person follows an employee through a badge-controlled door before it closes, without presenting any credentials. Which attack is this? The correct answer is C, tailgating. Following an authorized person through a secure door without authenticating is tailgating. Now, why the other options are wrong. Shoulder surfing is incorrect. Shoulder surfing is observing someone's screen or keypad entry, not physically following them through a door. Phishing is incorrect. Phishing is electronic social engineering via deceptive messages, not physical entry. Pretexting is incorrect. Pretexting invents a scenario to extract information. It is not physical entry. Question 36. Attackers compromise a niche industry news website that employees of a target company frequently visit in order to infect those employees. Which attack does this describe? The correct answer is D, watering hole attack. Compromising a site the target group frequents in order to infect them is a watering hole attack. Now, why the other options are wrong? Spear phishing is incorrect. Spear phishing uses targeted email messages, not a compromised third-party website. Typo squatting is incorrect. Typo squatting registers misspelled domains. It does not compromise a legitimate, frequently visited site. Farming is incorrect. Farming redirects users via DNS or hosts file manipulation rather than seeding malware on a trusted site. Question 37. An attacker secretly positions themselves between a user and a banking server, relaying and potentially altering the traffic while both sides believe they are communicating directly. Which attack is this? The correct answer is A, on-path, man-in-the-middle attack. The attacker intercepts and relays traffic between two parties who believe they are communicating directly. Now, why the other options are wrong? Replay attack is incorrect. A replay attack captures valid data and resends it later. It does not relay a live session in real time. Distributed denial of service is incorrect. A DDoS overwhelms a service with traffic. It does not intercept a conversation. SQL injection is incorrect. SQL injection inserts database commands and is unrelated to intercepting network traffic. Question 38. An attacker tries a single common password, such as Spring 2026, against hundreds of different user accounts to avoid triggering account lockouts. Which technique is this? The correct answer is B, password spraying. Trying one common password across many accounts avoids per-account lockout thresholds. Now, why the other options are wrong? Brute force is incorrect. Brute force tries many passwords against one account, which is more likely to trigger lockouts. Credential stuffing is incorrect. Credential stuffing reuses previously breached username and password pairs, not one guessed password. Dictionary attack is incorrect. A dictionary attack tries many dictionary words against a single account. Question 39. After capturing the hashed credentials stored in a Windows system's memory, an attacker authenticates to other systems using the hash itself, never cracking the plaintext password. Which attack is this? The correct answer is C, pass the hash. The attacker reuses the captured hash to authenticate without ever learning the plaintext password. Now, why the other options are wrong? Rainbow table attack is incorrect. A rainbow table attack uses pre-computed hashes to recover plaintext. Here, no cracking takes place. Pass the ticket is incorrect. Pass the ticket reuses Kerberos tickets. This scenario describes reusing a captured password hash. Salting attack is incorrect. Salting is a defensive technique for password storage, not an attack. Question 40. An attacker injects a malicious script into a website's comment field. When other users view the comment, the script runs in their browsers and steals their session cookies. Which vulnerability is exploited? The correct answer is D, cross-site scripting, XSS. Injecting a script that runs in other users' browsers when they view the content is stored XSS. Now, why the other options are wrong? SQL injection is incorrect. SQL injection manipulates database queries, not scripts executing in other users' browsers. Cross-site request forgery is incorrect. CSRF forces a victim's browser to submit a request. It does not inject a script that runs for other viewers. Buffer overflow is incorrect. A buffer overflow overwrites memory and is unrelated to browser script execution. Question 41. A web request containing the sequence $etc/password allows an attacker to read files outside the web root directory. Which attack does this represent? The correct answer is A, directory traversal. Using .. sequences to escape the intended directory and read other files is directory path traversal. Now, why the other options are wrong? SQL injection is incorrect. SQL injection targets databases through crafted queries, not file system paths. Cross-site scripting is incorrect. XSS runs scripts in browsers and does not read server files via path manipulation. Session hijacking is incorrect. Session hijacking steals a session token and is unrelated to traversing file paths. Question 42. On a local network, an attacker sends forged ARP replies so that traffic intended for the default gateway is delivered to the attacker's machine instead. Which attack is this? The correct answer is B, ARP poisoning. Forged ARP replies map the gateway's IP to the attacker's MAC address, redirecting traffic. Now, why the other options are wrong? DNS poisoning is incorrect. DNS poisoning corrupts name-to-IP resolution, not MAC-to-IP mappings on the local network. MAC flooding is incorrect. MAC flooding overwhelms a switch's address table to force it to behave like a hub. It is a different technique. IP spoofing is incorrect. IP spoofing falsifies source IP addresses and does not manipulate ARP caches. Question 43. In a coffee shop, an attacker sets up a rogue wireless access point using the same SSID as the legitimate network to lure users into connecting. Which attack is this? The correct answer is C, evil twin. A rogue access point impersonating a legitimate SSID to capture users' traffic is an evil twin. Now, why the other options are wrong? Bluejacking is incorrect. Bluejacking sends unsolicited messages over Bluetooth, not Wi-Fi impersonation. Jamming is incorrect. Jamming floods the radio frequency to deny service. It does not impersonate a network. War driving is incorrect. War driving is searching for wireless networks while moving. It is not an impersonation attack. Question 44. A penetration tester gains administrative access to several networked printers simply by logging in with the manufacturer's well-known username and password. Which vulnerability did this exploit? The correct answer is D, default credentials. Unchanged factory default usernames and passwords are a common, easily exploited misconfiguration. Now, why the other options are wrong? 0-day is incorrect. A 0-day is an unknown, unpatched flaw. Here, the weakness is a publicly known default credential. Buffer overflow is incorrect. A buffer overflow is a memory handling flaw, not credential reuse. Race condition is incorrect. A race condition is a timing flaw and is unrelated to default credentials. Question 45. A disgruntled employee with legitimate access copies confidential designs to a personal drive shortly before resigning. Which type of threat actor is this? The correct answer is A, insider threat. A current or former member abusing their legitimate access is an insider threat. Now, why the other options are wrong? Hacktivist is incorrect. A hacktivist is externally motivated by ideology or a cause. Script kiddie is incorrect. A script kiddie is a low-skill external attacker using existing tools. Nation-state is incorrect. A nation-state actor is sponsored by a foreign government, not an internal employee. And that's a wrap on this video. Nice work getting through those 15 questions. If this helped, you're going to want the complete set. All 540 exam-style questions, with full explanations across all 5 SY0-701 domains, are available in my Udemy course, CompTIA Security Plus. SY0-701, 6 practice exams. The link is in the description below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video, where I'll walk you through 15 more questions. See you in the next video!